I, a public speaker, oh my God, it's a miracle. People will watch me, listen me, clap for me. Wow, what a feeling. Like to stand in a heaven. If you want to be like this, you must be attend to this today's session on public speaking. Good morning, everyone. I am Rupali Modak. On behalf of Nagpur Shikshan Mandal, Shri Binsani City College, Umre Road, Nagpur, welcome you all on this 11th day session of Career-Oriented Certificate Course in Communication Skills and Personality Development, organized by the Department of English. Respected Principal, Dr. Sujit Maitre, the guest of today's session, Dr. Rupali Bhave, the head of the Department of English, Dr. A.M. Shende, the organizing team members, respected teachers, and dear students. I welcome you all on today's session on public speaking. Students, hard work, smart work, confidence are the keys to success in this modern world. To achieve this success and to build your personality, you have to go ahead to interact with the people. And if you want to be a public speaker, you must have to be aware with some do's and don'ts. Today, we have Dr. Rupali Bhave to interact with you on public speaking. Dr. Rupali Bhave is a Master of Art in English from Amravati University. She has secured second merit in MA Linguistics from Rashtra Santa Tukdoji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur. She also has a SET qualified and has been awarded PhD in 2018. She has 16 years of teaching experience. Her 14 research papers have published in national and international journal, national seminar, and international conferences. She also has published her book, The Importance of Communication in Modern Drama in 2019. Apart from this, she also has done additional BA in Marathi literature as well as B.Ed, and she is hardworking, sincere, dedicated in the field of knowledge, and she is always eager to learn new things. I heartily welcome you, ma'am. So without taking a lot of time, I invite Dr. Rupali Bhave, ma'am, to begin the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Amrapali, ma'am. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Sujit Maitre sir, the principal of S.B.City College, Dr. A.M. Shende sir, the HOD of English department, and Pranjali Kane ma'am, the IQC coordinator, and the entire English department members. Today, my topic is the principles of public speaking. What is public speaking? Public speaking is giving speech face to face to a live audience. However, due to the evolution of public speaking, it is modernly viewed as any form of speaking between an audience and the speaker. Traditionally, public speaking was considered to be a part of the art of persuasion. Public speaking is a very important skill to conquer and take this quiz to understand it better. Public speaking plays a vital role in English speaking because it gives an impression of our personality to the audience, and that's why public speaking is the art of using words to share information with an audience. It includes speaking to audience of any size, from a handful of seminar participants to millions of people watching on television. Mastering public speaking requires first differentiating between 4 of the primary types of public speaking. There are mainly 4 types of public speakings. First is the ceremonial speaking, second is demonstrative speaking, third is informative speaking, fourth is persuasive speaking. What is ceremonial speaking? Whenever in our home or in any colleges, there are so many ceremonies, and we have to speak towards public, and that's why that speech is called ceremonial speaking. Most people will give some sort of ceremonial speech during their lifetime. These speeches mark special occasions. They are common to weddings, graduation, and funerals, as well as large birthday celebrations and office holiday parties. Ceremonial speaking typically involves a toast and is personal with an intimate emotional connection to people hearing it. There are so many conferences, seminars, which are held in our colleges or other colleges that are called ceremonial speaking. Next is second type of public speaking is demonstrative speaking. At the most of the time, we have to arrange political groups, they have give a speech towards audience, public, and that's why science demonstrations and role playing are types of demonstrative speaking. This type of public speaking requires being able to speak clearly and consciously to describe actions and to perform those actions while speaking. A demonstrative speaker may explain the process behind generating power while cycling to power a toaster. For example, the idea behind demonstrative speaking is that the audience members live with the knowledge about how to do something. For example, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a demonstrative speaker. Why? Because he has to indicate to people or public something through his speech, and that's why his speech is called demonstrative speech, and has been called as a demonstrative speaker. Next is next type of public speaking is informative speaking. Informative speaking means give information through our speech. For example, teachers always teach with the aids of some presentations and tools through their speech. They want to convey something to the students. They gave information through their speaking, and that's why this speech is called as an informative speech. And he has been, or the teachers have been called as a informative speaker. With informative speaking, the speaker is trying simply to explain a concept to the audience members. College lecture courses involve informative speaking, as do industry conferences and public officials sharing vital information. In this type of speaking, the information is what is important. The speaker is not trying to get others to agree with him or to show them how to do something for themselves. Rather, he is an informative speaker who is giving information through his speech through the others in front of public. Next type of public speaking is persuasive speaking. What is persuasive speaking? Persuasive speaking tends to be the most glitchy. Politicians, lawyers, and clergy members use persuasive speaking. This type of speaking requires practicing voice inflections and nuances of language that will convince that will will convince the audience members of a certain viewpoint. The persuasive speaker has a stake in the outcome of the speech. Politicians, for instance, may want votes or a groundswell of support for a pet project. Groundswell of support for a pet project, while lawyers are trying to convince a jury of their position and clergy members are trying to win others over to their faith. The persuasive speaker uses emotional appeals and strong language in speeches. What should you improve before public speaking? Whenever you have to give public speaking to the audience, you have, suppose you are a public speaker and you have to give public speaking towards in front of audience, you have to improve some of the techniques. First is the communication skill. Without communication skill, you cannot become a public speaker. Communication skill plays a vital role in public speaking, because without a communication skill, you cannot become a great public speaker. It is a effective technique of public speaking, and that's why you have to elevate communication skill. Next is listening skill. Listening skill also plays a vital role, because without effective listening, you cannot give the answers of the audience, and that's why listening skill also is a vital role in public speaking. Third is speaking skill. It has been said that speaking is a interpretation of our mind, and that's why we have to interpret our ideas or views through our speaking, and that's why you have to elevate your speaking skill in public speaking. Next is presence of mind. Sometimes public asks you some questions which are related to your presence of mind, and suppose you have no answer of that questions, you have to show at that time presence of mind, and that's why you have to elevate your presence of mind also in public speaking. Next is intellectual ability. While speaking before audience, you have to elevate your intellectual ability, because sometimes public asks you questions which are related to the intellectual ability, and that's why you have to elevate your intellectual ability before going to speak in front of public. Next point is keep confidence but not overconfidence. Public speaker should be confident, because without confidence he cannot or she cannot express his or her ideas or views before the public, and that's why you have to elevate your confidence but not overconfidence. Don't go in front of the public with overconfidence. Next skill you have to elevate is awareness of subject and technical knowledge. It has been said that if you have to speak before public, you have to select the subject, accurate subject, and you have to know awareness of that subject in your mind, and you have also know about the technical knowledge, because without technical knowledge we cannot operate computer, presentation tools, etc., and that's why you have to know technical knowledge also. Next, update your general knowledge. Sometimes when you will give public speaking, some publics or some audience will ask you questions which are related to the general knowledge and current affairs, and nowadays current affairs which are related to the general knowledge, and that's why you have to update and elevate your general knowledge as well as. Next point is analytical thinking. In Rupali ma'am's lectures, she has been interpreted what is analytical thinking, and according to that, you should elevate your analytical thinking, because without analytical thinking, you cannot use suitable examples and suitable ideas and views to public, and that's why before public speaking, you have to elevate your analytical thinking. That next, you will have to elevate your group discussion skill also, because in public speaking, there should be create a group or a mob, and that's why everyone's talents have to handle by you, and that's why you have to know about the skills of group discussion. Next is elaboration skill or presentation skill. Without elaboration or presentation skill, you cannot express your fluency of your language, and you cannot present yourself very well, and that's why you have to know about the elaboration skill or presentation skill. Next, you have to maintain your mutual relationship between others, because there are so many people have come together in the public speaking, and everyone's talent is different, and that's why according to that knowledge, we have to adjust and we have to handle everyone's reviews at that time, and that's why we have to elevate your maintenance mutual relationship with others. Next, which are the basic elements of public speaking? Let's just take the basics from the props. Public speaking has 5 basic elements. The first is the speaker. The speaker plays a most important role in public speaking, because without speaker we cannot imagine of public speaking, and that's why the speaker plays a vital role in public speaking. Next is the subject. It is relevant that which topic have you selected for public speaking. The subject is more valuable, because if your subject is interested, people or audience will give response to your speech. Otherwise, if your subject will be uninterested, the audience will not give response to you, and that's why the subject or topic plays a vital role in public speaking. Next, third element is that the audience. The audience plays a vital role in public speaking, because without audience we cannot imagine of public speaking, and that's why audience plays a vital role in public speaking. Audience means who listen public speaking, that is called audience, and that's why audience plays a vital role in your public speaking. That is who will be listening or sleeping as you speak. Sometimes audience sleep in your public speaking, because your topic will not be interested by him or her. Next element is that the medium. It has been said that communication is the medium for attaching with audience, and that's why your medium is most important for effective public speaking. What is the medium? Medium is a speaking skill, or your communication skill, or your non-verbal communication also. Sometimes while speaking you indicate something, pointing out by fingers or through your expressions. That are the medium of your public speaking. The medium is also called, that is the what you will be using to deliver the speech. And next is the environment. the most important element of the public speaking is the environment. The environment means where and when you are delivering the speech. The spot is most important in public speaking because uh, environment should be neat and clean for public speaking, and audience should be will be the audience will be adjusted there, and that's why the environment gives a essential effective factors to the public speaking. Which are the principles of public speaking? The first principle of the public speaking is not stressful. What is stressful? Stressful means which gives our mind bad impression, that is a stressful. Public speaking is not a stressful because it gives your happiness. For example, if you are a expert public speaker, you will be adjusted in front of audience, and it gives you happiness. And public speaking is not stressful for a grateful public speaker, and that's why public speaking is not stressful. It is happyful or a happiness and grateful. You don't. Second principle is that you don't have to be brilliant or perfect. While giving your public speaking, don't consider yourself a perfect or brilliant public speaker, because no one is perfect in this world, and that's why you don't have to be brilliant or perfect. Consider yourself a very simple man or a very simple woman, because you are a public speaker, and if you consider yourself very brilliant or perfect, your public speaking will not be effective, because your ego reflected through your speaking, and that's why you don't have to be brilliant or perfect yourself. And third principle of public speaking is all you need is 2 or 3 key points. Whenever you will give public speaking, you have to collect ideas or key points for giving a speaking, because without key points you cannot handle your topic or subject effectively, and that's why all you need is 2 or 3 key points for reflecting your public speech. Fourth is remember your purpose. It is the most important factor in public speaking, that what is your goal, what is your purpose behind your public speaking. Without purpose or goal, you cannot explain your ideas or views in front of public, and that's why remember your purpose and don't go away from your subject or topic, and remember your purpose always whenever you will give public speech. Next is don't believe you are what you aren't. Don't consider ideas which you misunderstood, and don't believe you are what you aren't. Uh, it is considered that I have knowledge of this topic and I have to explain through my uh, presentation, and that's why don't believe you are what you aren't. जो अपने पास नहीं है उसका कभी भी ख्याल मत कीजिए, जो है वही अपने स्पीच से रिफ्लेक्ट कीजिए. दैट इज अ मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर इन पब्लिक स्पीकिंग. Next principle of public speaking is humility, and humor can go a long way. Humility and humor means give respect to others, because of, while giving public speaking, you have to face so many audience, so many people were gathered there, and that's why you have to show humility towards them, and you have to show humor also. Though you are though you have lack of preparation, don't show on the face that part on your face, because humor is also plays a vital role, and at that time you have to show presence of mind and humor through your speech. The next principle is that nothing bad can happen. It is most important thing that sometimes you go with so many preparation, but on that time there should be become a bad situation before you. So it is assumed that nothing bad can happen in my public speech, and that's why ignore to the bad factors. Nothing bad can happen in your public speech. Next principle is that control the things you can. If you have to reflect your ideas and views, imagination towards the public, you have to control your angry mood or your enthusiasm, over confidence and over enthusiasm or amusing feelings. And that's why you have to control the things you can. Don't next principle is that don't over prepare. Don't you give so many importance to the public speaking. Don't over prepare, because some people's make up over preparation, and at that time he or she cannot speak anything because he had or she has done so many over preparation for that, and that's why you can take your sleep very well, and you have to take your breakfast, lunch, etc. And that's why don't give more important to the public speech. Be concentrated to yourself also, and don't make a over preparation for that. Next, most important principle is that the audience, your audience plays a vital role, because without your audience, you cannot become a grateful public speaker. And that's why your audience is a very important role in public speaking. Without our audience, we cannot imagine public speaking, and that's why your audience will be elevate, will be appreciate to you. If there are no audience before you, your speech will not be appreciated by anyone, and that's why your audience is a very important role in your public speaking. And the last principle of the is that your shows your sincerity. Your audience sincerely wants you to do well, and that's why express sincerity for them, because they handle, they listen your public speech, and that's why you have to express sincerity or gratitude to your audience, and that's why your audience sincerely wants you to do well, and that's why express your gratitude and sincerity towards them. Next, what should you do in public speaking? When you have to express your public speaking, what should you do in public speaking? The first thing is that overcome your fear of public speaking. Don't consider fear in your mind about your public speaking, because you have to overcome while giving your public speaking. Keep your mind free from fear, and that's why overcome your fear of public speaking, because if your mind will be fearful, you cannot express your ideas and imagination or interpretation to audience, and that's why you have to overcome your fear of public speaking firstly. Second element is that perception. Perception means stop trying to be a great public speaker. Don't consider yourself a great public speaker, because no one is perfect in this world, and that's why stop trying to be a great public speaker. Consider yourself a simple man or woman, and you have to give ideas interpretation towards the audience, and that's why stop trying to be a great public speaker. Third element is that perfection. When you make a mistake, no one cares but you. While giving public speaking, when you make a mistake, no one cares about that, but only you, because you have only person that you have to know about your mistakes, and that's why uh, don't give importance to the perfection, because no one perfect in this world. Fourth is the visualization. If you can see it, you can speak it. Uh, Means whenever we have to give public speaking, we have to visualize so many ideas and things which can reflect through our public speech, and that's why be visual person, be visualization members, and if you can see it, you can speak it, and that's why give the importance to the visualization. Next is discipline. Whenever you have to give public speaking, you have to maintain discipline, you have to maintain your body language also, you have to maintain your discipline and good factors which are making to your public speech impressive and grateful, and that's why practice makes a perfectly good. Francis Bacon says that practice makes man perfect, and that's why you have to practice makes perfectly good to elevate your discipline, and that's why maintain your discipline by public speaking. Next, sixth element is that description. Make it personal. Don't describe only points. You have to make description of that also. You have to elevate your description by giving examples and new idea and new interpretations, new imagination, and try to elevate your descriptive speech. And if you have no knowledge about your topic, you cannot be describe any topic, and that's why please elevate your description methods and try to explain and try to give description of every point, and that's why description plays a vital role in public speaking. Next is inspiration. Inspiration means when we will go to public speaking, you have to got inspiration from others, and you have and that inspiration reflects in your public speaking, and that's why take inspiration from your colleagues, your teachers, your friends, and so many members in the world. And that's why you have to take inspiration from others to speak, to serve. And that's why your inspiration will reflect, and others' inspiration will reflect through your speaking. And the next is anticipation. Anticipation means don't expect anything through your public speaking, because if you expected a lot, you cannot give at that time, and that's why don't expect from yourself, and you simply and try to become effective public speaker, and that's why don't expect yourself, and don't don't make your mind anticipation, don't your expect from yourself. Next, how should your public speaking would be effective? Effective public speaking techniques consider first topic is that care about your topic. It has been said that passion goes a long way when it comes to be an effective speaker. The audience can tell if you are apathetic, if you don't care. They won't care either. Even worse, you can come across as a fake. On the other hand, if you sincerely care about your topic, the audience will pick up, and on that or two, they will view you as being more authentic and believable. They will listen more closely to discover why your subject is so important to you, and they are more likely to forgive any minor mistakes you might make. And that's why care about your topic. Secondly, remember your speaking goal. This picture shows that how Nitin Gadkari remember his speaking goal, and that's why we have all probably listened to at least one speaker who seemed to go on and on forever about nothing in particular. One reason why this happens is because the speech isn't focused enough. The speaker is trying to cover too much and ends up boring their listener. Early in the process of developing your speech, identify the reason why you are speaking. Make it a point to stick to this goal during your presentation. Don't get sidetracked or on topic. Next is support your main points. Every point you make in your speech needs to be supported with either an example, an illustration, or fact. When you are supporting a point, it is best to be as specific as you can be. For example, in a speech about the importance of clean water, this statement is too vague. For example, many people don't have clean water. This sentence, this statement is too vague. It is not a clear. Stating this statistic from the US Center for Disease Control is more effective way to support your point. For example, worldwide 780 million people do not have access to an uh, to an impressive importance of clean water. Next is use public speak through the story. Tell a story. Uh, it means people love a good story. So if you want to be a more effective speaker, tell a story. Whenever you have to become a grateful public speaker, you have to express your ideas or imagination or views through the medium of tale or a story. Because storytelling is a great way to make your material more engaging and to relate to your audience. Make sure your story is relatable and relevant. If you are speaking is about your business, here are some examples of stories you may be able to tell. For example, a customer story, the story of how your product or services met a need for a specific customer or solved a problem. Satisfied customers are often happy to share them. The second is your company story, your institution story, your organization story, because this story of how your company came to be, this can be especially effective if it's customer oriented. Next is a product development story. Give an example of a development stories. Give a story of others development also, because the story of how you came to offer a new product. Of course, there are many other types of stories you could tell depending on your public speaking. Next is use presentation tools wisely, because presentation tools make effective your public speaking, and that's why use presentation tools wisely, because slide presentation or a PPT presentation often get a reputation for being dull. But that is because many speakers are unaware of what their presentation tools can do and don't make the best use of all the features. To better engage your audience, learn how to use the more advanced features of your tool. For example, add animation, add a video and audio. But if you have no knowledge how to use the presentation tools wisely, it will be gives a bad impact on your public speaking, and that's why you take a knowledge of presentation tools before your public speaking, and then use presentation tools wisely on that time. Next is the use of professional template. Sometimes some political parties have to make banner templates and slides or effective slogans, and that's why you have to use a professional template. While we are talking about presentation tools, let us also talk about presentation design. Your presentation design affects how your audience pursues you. Even if you have memorized your speech, give it perfectly, and have the most amazing topic, your audience might still judge you negatively if your presentation design is sloppy and unprofessional. Of course, you could use a standard template or design. You can create your own template, and you can create your own banner, and you can create your own design. And that's why use a professional template in public speaking, because audience will be attracted by your professional templates and design or banner, and that's why use a professional template in public speaking. Next is practice your speech before the mirror, because if you have to become a grateful or a effective public speaker, you have to make a practice your speech, because Francis Bacon in English literature has been said that practice makes a man perfect, and that's why make practice at home before mirror. One of the most important public speaking techniques is often one of the most overlooked practice. If you expect that you will be an effective speaker without practicing your speech, you would be wrong. One of the quickest ways to avoid public speaking failure is to try and give a speech you don't really know and haven't practiced. That's why you have to make practice your speech before going to uh, before audience to give public speaking, and that's why before going your public speaking, practice yourself before mirror. This picture shows how she is relaxed while giving a public speaking. It's a normal to be nervous about public speaking. If there is something that normally calms you down in stressful situation, try using it right before you are due to speak. Popular calming techniques include: first is meditation. If you will not relax at the time of public speaking, your mind will not give presentation very effectively, and that's why firstly you have to make a meditation, and second is exercise. Make a early in the morning, get up early in the morning and make a exercise before going public speaking. Third is a positive affirmation. What is the positive affirmation? Because if negative thought arose in our mind, we cannot express our ideas or interpretation very effectively and positively, and that's why positivity gives your mind a powerful energy, and that's why make yourself positive and consider positive affirmation in your mind. Fourth is aromatherapy. It is a natural therapy which is existed in Ayurveda, and that's why before going public speaking, you have to maintain your body according to aromatherapy, and that's why it gives you for make making a relaxation in your mind, and that's why use aromatherapy for relaxation. And fifth is music. It has been said that music decrease our tension, and that's why music plays a vital role in becoming a relaxation to our body, and that's why hear music, listen music, and take support of music to become a relax. Next is don't worry about mistakes. Everyone should make a mistakes while public speaking, because mistake teach us how to cure it, and that's why don't worry about that mistakes. One of the reasons so many of us fear public speaking is because we are worried that uh, we shall make a mistake and embarrass ourselves in front of everyone. If this is your fear, let it go. Most audience will understand if you make a mistake, and don't give importance to your mistake. Don't worry about mistake. Go ahead, because ignore that mistake and go ahead, because without ignorance you cannot make a grateful or effective public speaker. You have to ignore that mistakes which are happen while public speaking, and that's why don't worry about that mistake. Your public speaking should be effective, uh, and that's why don't worry about mistakes. Next, pace yourself. When you have to do public speaking or a speech for public, you have to pace yourself. Don't make a hurry while speaking, or don't speak slowly. When it comes to public speaking, a common nearby error is to speak too quickly. This is usually caused by a combination of noise and not realizing how fast you are actually speaking. But talking too fast makes it harder for your listeners to understand what you are saying. Effective public speakers know to pace themselves. They shall speak at a natural pace and work short, natural pauses into their speech. And that's why pace yourself. Don't speak quickly or too slowly, and pace yourself while giving your public speaking. Take a natural pace while speaking uh, in front of audience. Next, add usual aids. Usual aids can serve as a powerful illustration of your speech. Sometimes you cannot illustrate your ideas, but your visual aids can serve as a powerful illustration of your speech. Humans use their sight more than any other sense. So if you can make your point by showing it to your listener rather than describing it, they are more likely to remember it. Be careful though, to be effective. Your usual aid must be of high quality and easily visible to all members of your audience. Avoid incorporating sloppy graphics into a slide presentation. That's why add usual aids in your public speaking. Next, whenever you will go for giving a speech towards public, dress comfortably but professionally. This picture of Amitabh Bachchan shows how he is comfortable with his dress. What is the right outfit to wear if you want to be an effective public speaker? Well, there is no one answer. How you dress it depends on your listeners will be. But the general principle is that you want to dress professionally to make a good impression. It has been said that first impression is the last impression, and that's why make sure to observe good grooming and hygiene rules too. Many experts feel you should dress according to how your audience dresses, and if the audience is dressed formally, you don't want to show up in shorts and a t-shirt. Likewise, if the audience is wearing shorts and a t-shirt, don't give importance to that, because you are a public speaker and you should dress comfortably and professionally. Next point is use gesture, uh, but don't overdo. This picture of Arvind Kejriwal shows how he is happy. He is reflecting his gesture through his speaking. And that's why natural movement during a speech is a sign of an effective public speaker. Hand gestures and even taking a few steps across the stage can be good public speaking techniques as long as they are natural, purposeful, and overdone. Movement can make you appear more comfortable and help your audience relate to uh, you. And that's why use gestures and show happiness on your face. Because your facial gestures are more important for the audience. Whether you show your angry mood on your face, audience will not be appreciative, and that's why use gestures or use facial gestures happiness on your mind, and use gestures while uh, giving a public speaking. That's next point is allow a method of question and answer, because it is a method that how audience should understand your topic. Through the answer, you will get an idea of how your topic will be impressive or effective for them. And that's why question and answer sessions are one of the most underused public speaking techniques. Many speakers just say that say what they are going to say and then sit down. What a waste. The beauty of a question and answer is that you get to hear your listeners' concerns directly and address them publicly, further strengthening your case. It gives a feedback to you. If the audience gives answer, it is a good feedback for you, and that's why allow a question and answer method on that time in your public speaking, because if the audience will give answers to your question, it should understand that audience will give good feedback to you. Otherwise, they will not. If they will not give you a questions answer, it assume that they didn't know what you have spoke. Next, what are the problems of public speaking? What are the problems of public speaking? First is the lack of confidence. Whenever you have to go public speaking, first you have to face a lack of confidence. Though you are a very talented person, or though you are very wise or intelligent person, but you have lack of confidence, you cannot express your ideas, interpretations, views, and imagination through you are speaking towards audience, because you have lack of confidence. the most important thing in public speaking is that you should have confidence. You should not have lack of confidence. Second is lack of attention to audience. Sometimes speaker are grateful, but he didn't know or she didn't know how to pay attention, how to attract audience attention towards him or her, because he has a lack of attention to the audience, and that's why elevate your attraction towards yourself by audience. And if you have know how to attract audience, how to capture attention of audience towards your speech, you cannot become a effective public speaker. And that's why you should maintain technique how to attract audience to your speech. Next is lack of organization. Lack of organization means though you are a great public speaker, but organization or organizer is not very well organized that function or that ceremony public speak. You didn't give or you didn't spoke very well at that time, because organizer should not organize that program very well, and that's why you should know priorly how to organize that function or program which you have to spoke there, which you have to speak there. And that's why lack of organization, it is also a become a problem or a obstacle in your public speaking. Next point is that lack of preparedness. Whenever you have to give speech towards a public or audience, you have to make preparation for that, because without preparation you cannot express your idea. You cannot what you have to say there, and that's why make a preparation. If you have a lack of preparedness, you will not give your speech gratefully or effectively. And that's why lack of preparedness, it is also become obstacles in the problems of public speaking. And the last problem of public speaking is that lack of time management. If you have to give your speech on a morning at 10 a.m., but you have reached there 11 p.m., it gives a bad impact on your public speaking, and you will be frightened there, and your public speaking should not be very effective, because you reach there lately. And that's why give importance to the time management also, and how uh, and how many times you have to speak there. If you have given 1 hour, but you are speaking 2 hours continuously, audience will be become very uninterested, and that's why make time management before going to your public speaking. Otherwise, lack of time management will becomes obstacle in the problems of public speaking. It is picture of George Bernard Shaw. In the prose How I Became a Public Speaker, George Bernard Shaw gives a tips for us how he became a public speaker. The first is make a mind free from fear. George Bernard Shaw says that make a mind free from fear. Otherwise, you cannot give your speech very effectively. Second is participate in debate. And if you have to become a public, great public speaker or effective public speaker, you have to participate in debate, in a function, in program, where you have to speak there. And that's why participate in debate and meeting also. Next, third is be a leader and arrange meeting. Suppose you are the member of in your area and be a leader of your area and arrange meeting and speak in that meeting and guide to the other peoples which are lived in your area. And that's why be a leader and arrange meeting and speak there very effectively. Fourth is that though people will laugh at you, ignore it. Uh, some people will discourage you while you will give public speaking, but don't give importance to them, because though people will laugh at you, ignore it. Because if you will pay attention to them, will not become effective or a good public speaker. If you have to become a good public speaker, you have to ignore people's laughing. And that's why, though people will laugh at you, ignore it. Next, make practice of speaking at streets, parks, area, etc. Arrange a mob at home, arrange a mob on streets and parks, gardens, area, and try to give a speak before them. And that's why make practice of speaking at streets, parks, area, garden, in class, in a college class, or a canteen, or a college classroom, etc. Next, be ready to give a speech anytime. If you have given a responsibility to speech in any program, be ready to give a speech anytime, because without your speech, you cannot become a good public speaker. George Bernard Shaw always says that he always ready to give speech if he has a lackness of preparation. He also ready to give speech anytime, and that's why he became a good public speaker or effective public speaker. Don't reflect your nervousness and be positive. And George Bernard Shaw always says that he don't be nervous, don't show nervousness to a audience, because your nervousness shows your negative thoughts, and it should be become a bad impact on your public speaking. And that's why you should be positive and don't show your nervousness before audience. Thank you very much. I'm especially thanks to Dr. Sujit Maitre sir for giving me a wonderful um, opportunity to speak here. And I am also grateful to Dr. A.M. Shende sir, Dr. Pranjali Pane ma'am, and my organizing team members, Amrapali ma'am, Harsha ma'am, and Manish sir. And that's why, thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone, and wonderful good morning to all students. I'm going to propose vote of thanks. Okay, and it's a great honor to me to propose vote of thanks. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us such a important information about public speaking. Remember, students, you can speak well if your tongue can deliver the message of your heart. And ma'am, this session definitely helpful for for developing the personality of the students. On behalf of Department of English, I, Harsha Borghare, spread my most sincere thanks to the guest of today's session, Dr. Rupali Bhave ma'am, who gave us most valuable time from her busy schedule to grace this meeting. Ma'am, you truly made this session wonderful to us. I want to extend my generous thanks to the principal of the college, Dr. Sujit Maitre sir, for his support and cooperation. I would like to thank Dr. Pranjali Kane ma'am, ma'am always with us in any difficulty. I also thank the organizing team for having such a wonderful session. And the last but not least, I would like to thank all the participants who are present here. Here, today's session is over. Students, please visit the Google Classroom. Hope you are doing regular assignments and quiz. Once again, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.